You know, as Macklemore once said, one person's trash is another one's treasure. Bruce Cassidy showing the door in Vegas, Edmonton saying, "Oh, hi, we're single and ready to mingle now that Knobloch's no longer here."
After it got
And
leaked.
Vegas basically says, no thanks. And then LA's kind of kicking tires saying, "Oh, hi there. You up?" And Vegas still saying, you can't talk. So how do we feel about this one? Because just days prior, Vegas got handed the hammer by the National Hockey League, having a second round pick taken away from them for their sort of abuse of media, essentially, and not just, and also John Tortorella getting fined $100,000 here. How do we feel about what's going on with Vegas off the ice right now?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before. Vegas does things differently. I don't understand the media thing. Like, Tortorella should know better than that. And that is a stiff fine. Like, not the $100,000, whatever. I'm sure John has
second rounder is
a second
nothing.
rounder. I mean, you get players out of the second round.
Yes,
Especially
well
number
played.
42.
Well played. Second round pick,
especially in that middle area.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of the second round, you can find some gems. But all joking aside, like, that is a pretty stiff fine. So I don't really get what they were doing. I don't know if it was an airport thing, but whatever it is, they shouldn't have done it. And also the coaching, like, I don't really get that either. Like, obviously they don't really. I mean, wouldn't you want to kind of at the end of it? And no disrespect, I know coaches are a big part of the game. Like, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it's not. You're not allowing them to talk to Wayne Gretzky or something like that. It's like, and get them off your books and like, okay. Like, I think we were talking before, I don't think this has ever happened before where it's been like deny. So I don't really, personally, I don't really get it.
Yeah, I hate to have the exact same take as Commie, but I do. I don't understand either of the situations. There has to be something, but
is it a division thing? Is it, hey, we're not selling you to the division.
The coaching thing, that makes no sense. No sense at all, like the division thing. Like, it's not, again, like Commie just said, it's not Wayne Gretzky. Like, Bruce Cassidy can't score any goals back there.
He's not playing.
And if he was so good at it, why'd you fire him in the first place? Like, what are you worried about? Like,
right.
Why wouldn't you want to take his $5 million off the board? Like, you're paying up. So you're not letting him go so you can pay him more money for no reason at all. It just, there's something there. There's something there, and there's something there with that media thing, because Torts knows better, the team knows better, and it ends up being like a stiff enough fine where you couldn't open the room up for Mitch Marner to say 4 words and get the hell out of there, or Carter Hart to say I played great, it was fun, I can't wait till the next round and see you later. Like, something's weird out. Like, but Vegas does it weird. They always have. They don't care. They like being kind of the outlaws, and these two scenarios are an epitome of that, because I don't get it. It's really weird. I don't know anyone out there. I haven't talked to anyone. Something's up. It's weird.
Razor, this came from higher than Torts, don't you think?
That's what I mean. Yeah, 100. It has to go right from the top. Like, because again, Torts isn't paying the $100,000. Let's be serious. And the second round pick is like, that's organizational problems. Torts didn't do this willy-nilly. And if he did, that's why you fire a guy. Then you bring Cassidy back in because you're already paying him. If Torts did that on his own.
Yeah.
Unless they're bringing Cassidy back after Torts after this year. It's like, hey, look, you either win this or we're bringing back Bruce.
It's weird.
That's why nobody can talk to him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
No, we're keeping him. We're getting back together. Yeah, we're going to make it work. We're going through couples therapy right now here. So who knows? But there's Vegas doing Vegas things, and that's where they're at right now. It's official. I think everybody kind of felt it was going to happen here in Vancouver. But Adam Foote is out after just 1 year as head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. I'll just say this, guys, as somebody who's kind of in this neck of the woods, this felt like a cry of desperation when they made this hire to try to appease hiring Quinn, to try to keep Quinn Hughes with all this uncertainty when Tocchet left last summer. It didn't work. Obviously, the bottom fell out on the organization, and here we are. I don't think there's a surprise on this, but did Adam Foote get a fair shake? Probably not.
Probably not.
But it feels like an absolute miss from the organization in the sense that you were just trying to curry favor with a star player who was already pretty much telling you he wasn't planning to come in. Like this just, I don't know. This was a real miss. And I'll say this. I thought Jim Rutherford was going to be a great fit. Commie, you guys go back, obviously won a
Yeah.
Stanley Cup together. I thought Jim Rutherford would have been a perfect tonic for what the Canucks needed. A guy who's won, proven track record, a guy who's confident, brings those 3 Stanley Cups. But oh my goodness, outside of the one outlier year where in 2024, what an absolute disaster. I mean, we talked about culture last week, and if you check the archives, if you missed last week's episode in terms of, Razor and Commie, it really explained examples of what culture is within a room, within an organization. It just everything they seem to touch turned to mush. They seem to bet on the wrong guys like JT Miller and Quinn Hughes and all these guys who just checked out. And now where's the organization? They are on a full-on rebuild now. So Adam Foote feels like a casualty of war, if you will.
Well, I got good news for Canucks fans. You still got EP40.
That's what I knew.
Well, that's good news.
We brought up a few names that have all left. There's one guy that's still there. Still got him. That everyone's really needs.
Well, they called him the alien. They called him the alien, and maybe ET phoned home. Maybe EP could phone home too.
He's got to prove a lot of
when we
people
brought that up, our posts, our Vancouver Canucks posts, and I don't know a whole lot about the. Obviously, I'm going to back Jimmy. I love Jimmy, and his track record speaks for itself. But when we post about the Canucks, we do seem to get quite a bit about the old Aquilinis and the ownership group around there. Ooh, it doesn't seem like they're exactly loved in the Vancouver area. So maybe there's some.
You're friends with Tom Gallardi. You're friends with Tom Gallardi there, right, Commie?
Yes, I am friends with Tom.
Ask Tom Gallardi how he feels about
I'm
it.
pretty sure I have, and I don't think he's a real big fan. Let's just say when the Canucks don't do well, I think Tom's doing just fine watching that. I think he does.
Clean slate's in. The clean slate's in, right?
Mhm.
That's what they do in Vancouver.
Razor, you played obviously with Henrik, Daniel, Ryan Johnson as well, who all became official as from the last time that we talked. I will say this though, from a Vancouver standpoint, I haven't spent much time around Ryan Johnson, but just Daniel and Henrik. The one thing that I think those two guys are going to bring in, they don't do anything half-assed. Those guys work. They're committed. They're dedicated. They're like the epitome of what professionals are. And so if nothing else, those guys are going to put in the work. Like this is not going to be, 1 foot in, I'm busy doing other stuff. I think if these guys signed up for the commitment, they're going to see it all the way, Razor. I mean, you could speak to it much more than I, because you were in the room playing with them, but those
100%.
guys are pros.
100%. And I think even more importantly, because again, just from our Instagram comments that we get when we talk about the Canucks, is the disjointedness. Obviously the brothers are always on the same page, and so will RJ. Those 3 guys will be on the same page. There's not going to be mixed messaging coming through. I would imagine who they hire will be on the same page as those 3. You're not going to have a situation where like Boudreau and that whole thing, then talk wanting to it hasn't really, there hasn't been a cohesiveness through the top to the bottom. That is going to end up happening. It's not going to make wins happen right out of the gates, but it gives you a bit of a running start here. And to take 5 years to build a program in this league, like that's what you're looking at. Like this thing's down to the studs.
At least, yeah.
Maybe
Commie,
Bruce, there it
Big
is,
Bert.
comes back.
Bruce, there it is.
Bring him back. Maybe that's what the Canucks, maybe that's what EP40 needs. He needs a little.
That might have been his best year, right?
Yeah, just free flowing and just do whatever he wants.
I don't know, Commie. I mean, they kept talking. They were, there's a lot of talk connecting the dots with Manny Malhotra and obviously the success he had with Ryan Johnson in Abbotsford. But I'll tell you, there was a guy who just took a team in Junior B to the championship in Ontario. Who was a former Canuck who's still pretty popular in Vancouver.
Hey, he can build some culture, and that'll move the needle in Vancouver. Imagine if they brought in Big Bert fresh off a Sutherland Cup and 61-6 junior. Well, you call it Junior B there, but it's really Junior A.
I'm interviewing Bert. If I'm those guys, I'm interviewing Bert. Get out here on a plane. I want to interview him.
I love it.